Your night's going better than Diddy's, but let's find some plays, okay? So, as kind of a recap, dude, we got really, really lucky on Fliff. I mean, we had Middleton over 24.5 PRAs. If you look at that game, I mean, first of all, it had to go into double overtime, but I mean, that didn't cash until, whatever. It literally didn't cash till the final second. So if you were on the live stream last night, that worked out really well for us. And then we also have a couple good, not that one, but we have a couple 3-for-3 PrizePicks slips from the stream today that are down to college basketball. Proctor under 11.5 points. I think PrizePicks maybe bumped it, but if you haven't already played it, maybe it's still available. No, they already bumped it down to 12. So PrizePicks has been quicker about bumping things, which is super annoying. But regardless, let's kind of go through some plays, some early value for tomorrow. And I'll keep this live stream brief, but there's also some good promos. Like you can see here, ParlayPlay has a promo. So we'll try to find a play on a couple different books, and then I'll, call it a day. But why don't we start out here on Underdog Fantasy? So the first play we got is Haliburton over 10.5 assists. PrizePicks doesn't have this line up, or if they do, they may have Hallie's line up at like 11. Let's see. No, they don't even. So PrizePicks hasn't even posted most of the games yet for tomorrow. They don't even have Haliburton's lines up yet, but it is available on Underdog, and sometimes there's really good value early. So again, for anyone new on these streams, Underdog, you always get a 6x payout for these 3-pick entries. You take him to go over or under, you're going to get the same payout. That's how these platforms work, fixed payouts. And if you look at all the sports books like FanDuel, they're all opening Haliburton as a big favorite to go over. So we're following the data points in the market. Even if you don't use FanDuel or Bovada or ESPN, they're sources of information for you to make bets off of. So that's the first play we got. And there's also we may have to lock in some League of Legends. So let's take a look right here. So we got our boy Hassie under 11. So this game's at 3 a.m. tonight. I say it in every stream, but I'll bet on what the fuck ever. If there's good value, I'll play it. So we have under 11 map 1 kills. So there's so many esports games. Where is it? First map player kills. Where the fuck is this, bro? Oh, this is CS2, my bad. So let's check out CS2, and this is first map player kills. And let's just kind of take a look. First map, what the fuck, man? So we have first map player kills. So let's take a look at this guy's line. Underdog, they have him at 11. Well, there's 2 games. Dude, these esports guys go hard. We'll do PrizePicks here in a second. But you can see here, PrizePicks has his line at 9.5 for both games. PrizePicks has his line at 9.5, ParlayPlay. So if you check out, another sportsbook, another data point, they have his line at 9. So all these data points are telling us like, hey, Underdog Fantasy in this case, they have their line too high relative to the rest of the market. And PrizePicks, they're pretty good at setting lines. That's their full-time job. PrizePicks is a, billion-dollar company. They got a really good model. They're taking all these bets, moving lines around based on where action's coming in. They have, his line at 9.5. Oh, baby, let's go. And then we just got this Mikic play. So this is going to be what we're locking in, right? This is going to be the 3-pick entry. So Mikic, you can kind of see off the open, books are already starting to move odds towards Mikic's under 5.5 assists. That's the heavily favored outcome. Minus 157 on Caesars. So Caesars a little more aggressive than FanDuel. But if you want to lock it in, get this in quickly because, again, sometimes Underdog Fantasy, they just like fucking... So they already bumped the esports play, bro. Anyways, these NBA lines are coming out, so I'm sure we'll be able to find something else to go with. It's just annoying that they're bumping this stuff that we're trying to hammer, bro. So on the bright side, we do have another play, college basketball. They already bumped this down to 22.5. They just had this at 23.5 points plus rebounds. So what's frustrating about Underdog is they bump things fast, man. But anyways, so we can go to our final play. Dude, let's do baseball. I don't think we've done a baseball play on this live stream yet. A lot of people don't know this because nobody likes baseball, but it starts Thursday, same day as the Sweet 16. So anyways, here's the play I'm locking in. If you want to tail it, go ahead just before before they move anything, please don't bump it. We could not detect your location. What the fuck? So we got MLB and we got NBA, and hopefully nothing's moved. Nothing's moved, so we're good to go. And we got in our first little... Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The following projections are inactive. So sometimes, I mean, was anyone able to get that in? Sometimes I think it's just like, dude, I don't even know why. Sometimes we're able to get into underdog plays late at night, but man, they have been bumping shit fast. But regardless, what was I going to say? Is I think a lot of times it's just based on volume. If a lot of people start betting the same thing at the same time, they end up moving it. I highly doubt there's anyone from Underdog Fantasy on this stream, but if there is, get the fuck out of here. But anyways, let's go to Corey Kispert. So let's do a prize pick slip. We got Kispert over 2.5 made threes. Wizards are playing the Nets. The Wizards fucking suck, as usual. And you can see here, like, okay, it's the same strategy on prize picks. So let's build a prize pick slip. Let's build a prize pick slip. There actually were some good... there were some interesting tennis plays as well. So we got Kispert over 2.5 made threes. And, you know, that can be the first play we go with. And there's so many lines on prize picks. I mean, I say this in other streams, but you really want to, like, the way I think about it is there's so many different bets available. We just want to try to zone in on, like, okay, which plays have value? Obviously, if you don't like them, you don't have to go with them. But that's kind of like the first step to beating prize picks is all your plays should have an edge. You should be able to point to them and be like, yo, this is why, you know, whatever, this play has an edge. So if you take a look here, where was this tennis pick? So we have a tennis pick. I think our tennis plays have been doing pretty decent. Also, screw this SGA taco, bro. Such a bullshit discount. Anyways, they're not going to reboot it, but we have some good-looking slips. But let's go here to tennis. And it's not actually tennis. What you want to look on is tennis live. Again, I'm not sure, but yeah, regardless, I'm going to lock in this tennis play. So you can see here, like, sure, whatever. You don't have as many books posting lines. Whoops, you want to do second set total games. Is we have Sinner, right? And you can see here on FanDuel, the under is a big, big favorite. Minus 152. Not as many data points, but, you know. And then it's the same thing here. Second set total games. So honestly, like, I'm going to run with some tennis picks. And then, you know, Underdog Fantasy, bro. Well, I was probably 20 seconds too late. Again, hopefully someone was able to get it in because I wasn't. Now you can see it's just completely gone. But what did I want to say is let's just kind of finish building this slip. So another play we have is Darian Tremmel. Do we already have a play on him? I don't think we do. No, we don't. But if we go to college basketball, so obviously March Madness and baseball start on Thursday. Thursday's going to be fucking crazy. But we have under 12.5 points plus assists. He obviously went off against Yale, but Yale sucks. So they're playing the best team in the country now. So, you know, it's not surprising that he's going to have a lower projected line. And you can see here, like FanDuel, as a simple example, even if you don't use FanDuel, $10 billion company, they're taking all these bets, moving around lines based on where action's coming in. So this is the second game on Thursday. Is they have Tremmel's points plus assist line. Where is he? Where is this handsome man? They have him at 11.5 with the under favored. So not only are we getting a point of value, but they actually have his line, first of all, a point lower, and they have the under favored. So it's like, yo, that seems like a no-brainer play, you know, that we can kind of throw into our entry. And then we need a final pick, bro. So we need a final pick. So what we can do is we can probably find something college basketball or something like that. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this plays obviously in the same game. Doesn't make a ton of sense to include a pick in the same game. Like Steven Castle to go under 9.5 points. Stefan Castle to go under 9.5 points. But, like, you know, here's another example. We have Kelly Olynyk over 2.5 turnovers. I feel like he's always turning the ball over. So let's take a look right here. Kelly Olynyk over 2.5 turnovers. He's gone over 5 out of the past 5 games. Beautiful. He had 7 turnovers. He had 7 turnovers against OKC 3 games ago. So it lines up, you know. from kind of a last five perspective, and you can see it checks out from a value perspective. ESPN, all these books have this over, as a pretty big favorite. So that's one option. Is there anything else that we're attracted to? Any college dudes we want to ride? Anything like that? Meh. I mean, that kind of seems like the best option we got. Yeah. I mean, Dante DiVincenzo over 1.5 steals, but this seems solid. So honestly, we got a 5-pick entry. Let's lock it in. And again, PrizePicks has me on these poverty fucking $5 per slip betting limits, so it doesn't matter that much. All these books set the max betting limits. I wish you could just bet whatever you wanted. So Underdog, we actually have some decent looking plays from the stream. So this was from last night's stream. So now it's down to March Madness. So hopefully we got a win here. But let me put the link in the chat for people who want to tail. And we got our first PrizePick slip in. Again, sorry about the Underdog play. Oh, fuck, I accidentally refunded it. That's not what I meant to do. Whoops. So anyways, let's go here. Let me lock it in and share the link. So there we go. So now I should be able to share the link. Give me 1 sec. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm king of 2 out of 3 on Underdog. Yeah, Underdog 2 for 3s are brutal. Link before they screw us. So links in the chat. It doesn't seem like they bumped anything yet. And, I mean, bro. We do have some more plays on Underdog showing up. Underdog always has good value. I don't know what it is about these streams, though, dude. It's just, like, crazy. I mean, on these streams, they just seem to... Everything moves instantaneously. Don't even have time to bet it. Which is bullshit and very annoying, but... That's just kind of how it is. So, this play I actually really like, too. Whoa. Dude, so we got all sorts of plays showing up actually now. So like RJ Davis under 23.5 points. I mean, again, all these books have different odds, right? So you can see FanDuel, they're more aggressive on the under than DraftKings. And ParlayPlay is more aggressive than FanDuel. So some of these books are a little smarter. They're bigger sports books. They're taking more action. So, they're able to move lines and kind of set perfect lines. The more action a book is getting, the more accurate their lines are going to be in general. Some of these books move lines more often, but all these books have slightly different models, slightly different customers. They're taking different bets, so they'll have different lines, but you can see all the books have us under heavily favored. So if you wanted an underdog pick, again, I don't even know if we should bother trying to make a slip because they're just assholes. I mean, they just bump everything so fast. But what I was going to say is let's lock in this ParlayPlay promo just before I forget. And what's nice about ParlayPlay is you can essentially like combine 2 promos into one. So they have this, free square, free discount, whatever you want to call it, on on this baseball player, Tarek Skubal. I don't know. I'm not much of a baseball fan, but I will bet on it. So usually what I try to do is just find something halfway decent for these promos that you can pair with, and then you can actually combine 2 promos in one. So, for example, like if, let's just do this quickly. It's a small little promo. So if you look at this guy, we can bump his line. So if you like the over, his normal line is 28.5. If you like the over, you can bump him to 27.5 and get a point of value. If you like the under, you can bump him to 29.5. And typically what I do is, again, sports betting's a volume game. You want to get down a bunch of plays with an edge. So they have his line at 29 on Underdog. The other books kind of have his line higher. So this play has value. And we're getting an extra half point of value, and then I'll just include it with the promo. Again, I'm not going to think too much about it. Dude, they reduced their promos to only $10. These sports books are cheap as shit. I mean, they are cheap as shit. So here's the two-pick entry. So you can just combine 2 promos into one, which is actually pretty nice about ParlayPlay. And again, I always recommend, first piece of advice for new sports bettors is just get as many of these books as possible. And even if you don't use them frequently, like when I started sports betting, all I fucking did was bet the promos. And again, all the plays are just tracked, in the description on YouTube. There's a sheet kind of tracking all the live stream plays. But what was I gonna say, man? So we got in our ParlayPlay promo, but like even just taking advantage of these promos on all these sports books. PrizePicks had Taco Tuesday today. Better had a promo today. Where is it? Where are you, baby? So Better has a promo, basically like a risk-free bet. You place a bet, you have to include their boosted picks, but if you lose, you get your money back. So these promos, easiest money, that will make sports betting. Fuck, man. Now we have more picks kind of showing up. So if you didn't like the first play on Kispert threes, honestly, another option is you could include under 1.5 made threes, which isn't, those wouldn't be horrible to pair together. I'm not sure what are the Wizards tomorrow. So the Wizards they're only plus 140 underdogs. So honestly, aside from the Knicks-Raptors game and the Timberwolves game, a lot of these games, maybe not. Looks like there's going to be at least a couple good games, though. Pacers-Bulls is lined up to be a good game. Do the Rockets play? So the Rockets play OKC. They got to win. Lakers won today. That was crazy if you watched that game. But anyways, so we got in this ParlayPlay promo. But now what did I want to say? Underdog Fantasy I'm not even going to bother with. But one play that popped up, we got to lock in some March Madness bets, especially for Connecticut, San Diego State. So if you take a look at this, San Diego State versus Connecticut, I don't know how that Chris Middleton play won. I literally wrote it off and just was very happy when I saw that won. I was pretty shocked. But we have San Diego State, Connecticut, and sometimes these alternate lines have better value than the main line, right? The main line total is 136, but sometimes you can actually get better value, better prices. All these books, they try to offer so many lines and they, screw up their pricing. So I'm trying to keep this live stream tight. But anyways, we might as well lock in a flip play. So we have over 142.5 in, SDSU versus UConn. And if you kind of take a look at FanDuel, just as a point of comparison, I always recommend every pick you go with, you should be able to point to it and be like, yeah, I'm getting the best odds, I'm getting value. If you don't like the pick, you can skip it over. These two teams could easily put up 143 points combined. But you can see FanDuel's only giving you plus 182. So there's really solid value, first of all, at plus 205. And I also just like the pick. Underdog Fantasy. Should we try one more time? I guess we got to, right? I guess we got to, man. So RJ Davis, meh. Honestly, it's not worth it. But what I was going to say, too, is there's so many sports books. FanDuel. There's literally limitless sports books. So I try to cover the main ones in these streams. Actually, it looks like there's really good value. Minus 135 here. If you want to play the Nets for tomorrow, the Wizards fucking suck. This looks like a slam dunk. Minus 135. All the other books are opening them around minus 160. It looks like they're just stale here, offering minus 135, because all these other books, have kind of ripped the Nets off the open to being bigger favorites. So the market's telling you that, hey, they're more likely to win than we initially thought. But anyways, I'll probably drop some plays on Twitter later. There's just not a ton of lines yet posted on PrizePicks. I'm sure there'll be some more stuff. I'll drop some plays. But thanks for tuning in. So what did we have on this stream? We had the PrizePicks play, we had a ParlayPlay slip, and then we had a Fliff alt total on the San Diego State game. So hopefully if you tailed, we make some money tomorrow. Yeah. And